Namaste. Welcome. Of the many thousands of energy channels we have in the subtle body, three are the most important, or the fundamentals. We have the Pingala, the right channel, the Ida, the left channel, and the central canal, the Sushumna channel. Really, these energetic channels exist. And then when they become sensitive, they become actual sensations. Yes, they are as present as we breathe, they are as present as our hands brushing our skin. That's how actual these sensations when they become very sensitive. Energetically, the Kundalini rises through these channels when you meditate later on using the Bandhas. But of course, that will require readiness and progressive practice. Even this tutorial that I will be sharing with you will require readiness. So you just don't want to be jumping straight to this one, because I will be sharing a bit of a deeper asana which really makes the left and the right channel sensitive. But of course, safety is very important. Alright, but if you are at this stage of your practice where, for example, the Kapotasana is light already, or your back bends are light already, you might want to explore this one. And I'm talking about the Ekapada Kapotasana. For this tutorial, we will work on this element using a threefold, I would say, principle. Number one, progression. Alright. Number two would be the breath, which is very important. And of course, number three would be the foundation, or the structural alignment together with what's happening in the body. But inside, it is the most important. Alright. To give you more insight about the right and the left channel of the body, alright. So the Pingala channel starts really deep down the right bottom part of the hips, and it will pass through the fused bones, or the joints of the inner hips there, the triangular bone, and the right side, the sacrum, and it really goes all the way to the side of the trunk. Alright. The reason why this is very effective way of making this sensitive is because this back pain is so deep that you can isolate one side only. This is an asymmetrical back bend where we will be working one side first and then the other side. And the importance of making these two sides sensitive is that the Sushumna channel will not open up unless we are able to sort out the sensitivity of the right and the left channel. So this is like a prerequisite for us to make the Sushumna channel sensitive as well in the future. Alright, so let's start the process. Right. Good. So first, preparation. Alright. So to prepare for this back bend, alright, we will be bending our knees towards the 90-90 degree flexion. Alright. Pitfalls. You don't want this. Alright. So you want the hips somehow level in the front side of the back, because the back bend will be drawing inwards and upwards. Alright. So the sensation could actually be felt here, down the inner creases of your right hip, good, down the sacral joints, I've mentioned a while back, and then all the way here up until the shoulder. That's why this element is really so very effective in opening that left inner channel. Compared to, for example, hip openers. The hip openers, especially the deep ones, they are really good to making the bottom side, or at least to make the bottom side of that channel sensitive. But this one goes really through the whole region of the left or the right and the left channel of our body. Alright, so let's continue. But let me just take my shirt off so you can see. Alright, so the space I'm talking is right here. Alright, so you want to draw the back bend from here all the way up to the side, inside, and then all the way up here. So you will not be pushing the pelvis forward, rather you're going to rise up to the vertical to create that initial length. Alright, the fronts and the back side of the hips remain level. Alright, if you want to create more of that preparatory element, or preparatory setup, you might start on the knee position, like you want to do a Kapotasana or a Strasana. And from here, create that initial space. Alright, keep the space open. Alright, step 1 foot forward, and you're bending the leg towards the 90-90 angle, so the backs and the fronts of the hips level. And from there, you rise the body up. You might adjust the bottom leg. Alright, Draw this inward. All right. The hips will naturally go forward the moment the upper back goes slight behind you. So don't worry about the hips. They will have a way of moving forward later on. Now breathing in. Keep drawing up from here. All right. And then from there, keep the foundation strong. Push down to your foundation. This leg would have to slide back a bit. So you want to keep the backs of the hips level and the front as well. Slide this down and back as you move the upper spine forward, up and back. All right. For the preparation, we will not be reaching for the heel. Rather, we will just hang and lightly raise our hands to the ground behind us. All right. And here, you might lightly adjust the front leg so you can open the right side as well. You may release this arm. All right. And reset. In here, you want this part of the hip, all right, remain level with the other hip as well. So somehow the fronts remain flat and the back remains aligned as well. Right? So you're drawing really deep down the right inner hip, the side of the trunk, all the way to the insides of the shoulders, and the neck would have to open too. All right, and there you can actually feel the right channel really deep. You can actually feel a line of stretch passing from the right inner hip, the origin of the Pingala, all the way the sides of the trunk, the upper chest, the shoulder, and even the right side of the neck. All right, rise, breathe up, rise to the vertical, build this space inward, slide the hips back, and reset. Right. So this back bend is so deep that it's not purely a stretch. Really, you will feel the sensation as opposed to, for example, kneeling back bend, where you can feel the stretch right here, and then here, that the Kapotasana goes really deep here, down the right channel, if you're working the right side, and the left channel. The center line, this is stretch, but it's more of your inner muscles working to support both sides because you don't want to be lopsiding. All right, now I posted many tutorials about the underlying elements of this technique, so you may want to take a look at them. I'm just discussing the most important fundamental principles for safe and progressive practice. So, for example, that becomes light already. You might want to try now the full position. All right, so this is where lots of pitfalls could be committed if you're not aware of the structural foundation. All right, same. All right, you may want to set up initial space. All right, this one, slide back and down as you move the upper spine or the lower spine up and up. Here. Now, so follow the natural curve of your spine. All right, the leg forward. All right. To create that full position, you don't want that leg too far forward. You may want to keep a slight knee bend because you're going to use that to lightly press away so you can rise up even more. All right, because if you extend that leg too far forward, there will be a tendency that you will drop your weight over the side, and that's not good for the health of your lumbar spine. So let's do that. Come forward. Somehow both of the legs turn inward as you draw up. So you don't want to collapse in and up. So everything goes to the central canal and you rise to the vertical position. All right, you may want to keep a slight knee bend here. All right, beautiful. All right, to enter, breathing in, lightly push this down and back. This leg would have to push down and back as well. Initial space, open up. Right. And then open up the upper spine. Don't fight the shoulders. Hang nice and loose, but keep the space sliding down and back. And using the front leg to create that little stop so you don't go over the other side. All right. And here, you are accessing the back bend deep down that inner hip. And from there, when you're able to lightly hang as a spin, all right, loosen the arms, and you land your hands down the heel behind you. All right. So this knee
would have to push down, inward, and the spine of the lower spine slide back, the mid spine forward, the upper spine hangs behind you. All right, and then when you're ready to descend, breathing in. So the release is an inhalation, going deep into the back bend, so you keep the spine open inside. Good, and exhale, relax a bit. And here, engage this leg a bit by sliding or by pressing this foot down and back, and that makes sure both sides of the hips remain level. All right. And from there, breathe up to release. All right, now I slide the hands down. All right. And from there, draw this inward, pull the space upward, and rise up. This is inhalation. All right, and slide the hips back to your setup position. And both knees down the kneel. Actually, it goes deep inside the hip. You can really move the spine out of the few sockets of your right and the left channel, the hips, because actually that's where the Kundalini energy is hidden. So when you're able to access those deep spots, especially this deep back bend, you will be now developing the skill of drawing that energy up, using the bandhas, of course, because at this stage of your practice, you should have developed your bandhas already before trying this deep element. Now your bandhas will become more efficient. Ooh, I felt the space open. Now you can use that breath and the bandhas to make that experience richer in the future. Now, try to apply the principle when you're doing asymmetrical back bend, such as the Kapotasana. So, whereas before, for example, it's more of you pushing or opening the front part of the body. I don't encourage you to push the pelvis forward. Now, you're going to be able to access the back bend from the right and the left channel and then draw up. And then, most of the extension will be felt right at the mid-spine and towards the back, while the bottom part of the spine creates and maintains the drawing up action inside. So let's do the Kapotasana. Good. Exhale, you may slide back a bit. Good. Breathing in. Good. And here, now the knees would have to push inward so you can access those deep spots inside the hip. So you can roll the spine from that point. And then the ribs again. Good. The lower spine. Down and back a bit. So you can hang and suspend the upper spine. Beautiful. In here, no pressure. Alright. Loosen a bit. Don't fight the arms. Breathe up. Alright. Nice and light in the lower spine. And from there, reach. No pressure, no pain. When the back bend is accessed from those deep pockets of our hips inside, it is very light. Actually feels good. Open up. Alright. To enter the full position, inhale. So you want to keep the spine open inside. Good. And place your elbows to the ground. Exhale. Then stay here. Good. Keep the space down and back. Roll everything inward towards the inner sockets of the hips. And from there, roll it up. Let me just adjust so I can reset. Alright, and to come up, same. Breathing in. Inhalation. Inhalation. You may place your hands to the ground. Alright. Right here, from the central canal, throw it inwards and upwards. Inhale to rise. And make this the last release. Good. And everything resets back in the center. Both thighs inwards. Throw it upwards. Yes. That's the reason why this back bend is very meaningful when it comes to feeling the sensitivity of the channels we never thought existed during the first few stages of the practice. Now, when you're able to access those really deep spaces, your practice will take another dimension, something which is so deep, all right, less anatomical actually, and then you can actually work on the bandhas deeper in a much subtle manner using the breath, so we can access those deep spots in the body we never thought were there the first time. So work progressively. If the readiness is present, why not? It will really make a huge difference. Namaste.